In this video, I will be showing how to convert speech to text using AWS step functions. Before we get started, it's important to go over the components and architecture of this project. So first, we will be using AWS Cloud Services to ensure that it's cost-effective and scalable. Then we'll use S3, Amazon's simple storage service, to store files and translated content. Amazon Transcribe will be used to transcribe the audio to text. AWS Lambda will be used to host the various functions needed for this solution, and then we'll use AWS step functions to orchestrate those Lambda functions. Now I'm going to break down the architecture. The task is to translate audio reviews to text and classify reviews based on keywords. A user will upload an audio file to a folder named Upload in an S3 bucket. In Amazon S3, there is an option to add an event notification. An event notification will notify you when a specified event occurs. So for this project, the event notification parameters are set to trigger a Lambda function once an MP3 file is uploaded to that upload folder. Lambda functions just execute blocks of code. In this project, they are needed to trigger the step functions. Step functions chain together multiple Lambda functions, which in this case will be needed for the actual transcription process. The first Lambda function, start transcription, communicates with AWS's transcribe service via API to start the process. The second Lambda function, transcription status, uses a timed flow control to make sure the functions aren't overwhelmed with traffic. It then will show if the transcription was successful, and if it wasn't successful, it will show an error. Lastly, the categorize Lambda function will categorize the files based on whether or not a keyword is present. If no keywords are present, the files will be placed in a process folder. And if the keywords are present, the files will be placed in a folder named after the keyword. Before I start this process, I'm going to play the MP3 file that will be transcribed in this video.
This product is important and it works effectively.
Now I'm going to navigate to Amazon's S3 service, and in the buckets, I'm going to click the Meeting Audio Demo Jade bucket. Now I'm going to navigate to the Upload folder, and I'm going to upload that MP3 file. It's important to note that the file has to be in MP3 format or this will not work. Once it's uploaded successfully, I'm going to navigate to Amazon step functions. I'm going to go to the Categorize Audio Data Pipeline Jade. And as you can see, our function is now running. The code was set to take 25 seconds to upload. So here we have flow control, and these are our Lambda functions that are chained together. We have the start transcription, which starts the actual transcription process. We have to wait for the MP3 file to be transcribed. Next, we'll check the transcribe status, and once it's complete, we will categorize the data based on keywords. Now for this, our keywords were important and cool. So now I have to travel back to S3. I'm going to go back into the Meeting Audio Demo Jade bucket. And being that our keyword was important, I'm going to click on the importance folder. And each file is categorized by date. So we have the year, the month, and then today's date is the 15th. And our audio demo is in this JSON file. So we're going to download. And I'm going to open it in VS Code. This is how we checked if the actual transcription process worked. So where we see results, we have the actual transcription, which says this product is important and it works effectively. This compiled successfully. As we can see, it matches up with the audio demo MP3 file that we uploaded. Lastly, I'm going to show how to change keywords. Now I will navigate to Lambda in AWS's console. The data is categorized by using the categorize data Lambda function. So we're going to navigate to that. Once it loads up, I'm going to click configuration. And if I click edit, it'll give you an option to change the values of the keywords. And it can be anything you want it to be. And then you will save it, and then it will act accordingly.